Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and time to take this game is with your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Gunlocked. It's time to go to the one place not corrupted by vampire survivor clones. Space! Oh wait, never mind. This is actually a game set in space. Mixing a shmup with Hades and vampire survivors, does Gunlocked deliver? Gunlocked is a PC-only release that is currently in early access, but it only costs $4. And it's worth pointing out the dev is constantly updating it, usually every 2 to 3 weeks, similar to Vampire Survivors with new content. And for me, it took me about 4 to 6 hours of play to get most of the achievements. So what exactly is Gunlocked? Well, it's a space shmup with auto-firing, which most shmups have these days, but with an additional twist, a Vampire Survivor style of weapons, upgrades, and synergies. The game is simple. It's a slower-paced space shooter similar to games like Lifeforce or Gradius back on the NES and SNES, but with a twist. You have no control over your weapons, they all auto-fire. Additionally, every weapon has a bit of a trick around using it, such as the titular gunlock, scanning an area for targets before firing, a flamethrower gun, only shooting 2 select spots in front of you, a weapon that only fires backwards, and so on. As you murder ships, you'll gather XP gems, and upon leveling, you are given one of 3 options, either passive or weapon. You can store up to 4 weapons and 4 passives, so your choices matter. Additionally, these can also be upgraded as you level up, or at random upgrade points that spawn during the level. There are also combos of weapons and passives, which, if the weapon is maxed, you'll get a special upgrade to evolve it into a murder machine. These are tricky to find, but aren't necessary to beat runs, assuming you're good enough. The screen will be littered with not only enemies, but also asteroids, and these space rocks have a ton of health, providing some native obstacles to avoid. Your shields are your health and do slowly regenerate over time, but that's not to say this game is easy. At the 5, 10, and 15 minute marks, you'll encounter a boss, which is to say you'll encounter the same boss 3 times with just some modifiers, like it fires faster or there's 2 of them or something. After 15 minutes, you've beaten the stage, of which there are currently 2 in the early access build. Completing objectives each run will unlock new pilots, which have different starting weapons and ship modifications, as well as additional ship modifications, which you can equip up to 3 to alter your run, such as having mini power-ups spawn every few seconds, giving more unlock rerolls and so on. And that's essentially the game in its current state, as it highly encourages replays to try different pilots, builds, and passives, and the 2 zones currently included are different enough to keep replays fresh. So what do I like about Gunlocked? Well, it is a phenomenal hybrid of the best parts of shmups and Vampire Survivors, with the space shooter sections providing a great challenge when paired with the engine building. Additionally, synergies are really fun to discover, with lots of great synergies not even involving getting the upgraded versions of weapons. There's a lot to mess around with here. And lastly, the pilots and passives can greatly alter your method of play, leading to a lot of replayability across both stages. When it comes to the bad, because of its difficulty, you are reliant on getting synergistic upgrades more so than, say, Vampire Survivors, meaning it's fairly common to just get bad rolls and fall off of a run. Having 4 upgrade options on each level instead of 3 might help a little bit with this. Additionally, I found weapon balance to be all over the place, especially if you lean into one specific type. Beam weapons are just way stronger than the rest, in my opinion. And lastly, this game just needs more music. Each run is 15 minutes, and the only time the music changes is for a boss. As much as I like each stage's tune, it definitely wore on me on like the 3rd or 4th playthrough. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe, consider, or don't bother. I absolutely think Gunlocked is a must play and is a hidden gem. I've been searching all over Steam for a game to play in between Vampire Survivor patches that scratches the same itch, and Gunlocked is the best one I have found so far, in addition to exceeding it by being a fantastic shmup on top of it. It's honestly shocking to me how little people know about this game based off of Steam reviews, because it has so many viable builds, weapons, ships, and content. This game is criminally underrated, and it's absolutely fantastic. If you enjoy space shmups, Vampire Survivors, or both, you should absolutely get this game. It's only $4. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Have you heard of Gunlocked? Are you going to go check it out? I really encourage it. It's a small dev, and this game is fantastic. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and then go out there and check it out.